So you were the investigator for the firm,
Yep.
and that was doing everything.
Yeah, I was one of 8. Over time, it grew to 8. And we would do everything from, we'd get the initial intake, we would call the client, talk to them about everything, then we would actually go meet with them. You'd fill out a paper intake, go through a contract, take photos.
How many, right now, 2024, how many intakes does your firm do? Day, week, month? What's that look like?
We sign anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 cases a month, and we're intaking nationwide.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just fucking say?
Yeah, we sign. So not just intake, we sign anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 cases a month, nationwide.
I've signed 3,000 or 4,000 cases in my career.
Yeah,
in 27
we're
years.
intaking
in 27 years.
10,000 cases.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those lawyers who have been successful at both law and life, and we do it over a series of very high proof, and this one we have a lot of high proof alcohols because we have one of the best bourbon drinkers and one of my very, very good friends, Mr. Mitri Shatara.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm excited.
And
of course, we have our wonderful co-host, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, seriously, it's like I'm invisible.
Yeah.
You need to introduce
You're never
your
invisible.
most fucking esteemed co-host.
He's not esteemed. He's like
We did
he's
sing
like
a song
steamed
together
like
last
a
night.
vegetable. He likes a steam room. It's a little weird.
I do like
so,
a steam room,
Mitri,
too.
we're coming to you from your hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, and you were so generous to invite us out here.
Yep.
Show us where to go get the best alcohol.
Yep.
And the first
We went to that very tasty Italian place last night.
Yeah, we
What
went
was it?
Bottega. I went to Bottega. Can never go wrong at Bottega.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if you're in Alabama, you got to go to Italian food at Bottega.
And Mauro had a lot of Bottega, and he passed out.
He did.
I had a lot of botella, too.
I don't know what that
It
means.
means
but
bottle in Spanish.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
Botella. So the first pour we have is where we're shooting today. This is the Dread River Rye. This was awarded, I think, three stars,
3 gold medals
3 gold medals.
in the San Francisco World Spirits Competition.
So this is right here in Birmingham.
Right
They
here?
distill this right
Yep.
here where we are shooting right now.
Now, Bob,
In
can
your
you
hometown.
tell us the legend of the Dread River?
So the Dread River.
Do you know the legend of the Dread
I
River?
don't. I do know it's the
Ooh,
first
okay.
whiskey distillery in Alabama in like 100 years.
So the that is true, but the Dread River is rumored to be a water source below the soil level right
Of
here in Birmingham, Alabama. If you drill too low, there's a flowing water that's called Dread River.
I did not know
That has been fabled, and whenever they drilled the UAB stadium, they think that they hit it.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be it's like a myth. But when they built the UAB stadium, apparently they hit the Dread River, and so now it's kind of like not a myth. It really does exist. Some kind of a water,
The new stadium or the old stadium?
the new stadium.
Yeah.
So it's some kind of river below this town.
Well,
and
this is to Mitri. We're looking forward to a
guys.
fantastic episode.
And this is a local Alabama Birmingham bourbon, and we're going to give it a whirl.
This is the rye. This is the most decorated one they have. It's a young rye, so I think it's a 4-year bottle, 2019, 2020.
Well, I don't think you can call it bourbon unless it's 4 years old.
So this is
So
a
it has
rye.
is it a rye? But it's a bourbon style.
It's a rye.
No, it's all right.
It's a rye whiskey. Okay, so it's not bourbon. As we know, bourbon has to be 4 years old or older to be called bourbon in the United States.
So you know who's a younger than a 4-year-old lawyer?
Who?
Mitri Shatara.
I am.
No kidding.
So this is why we want to interview you.
Mitri,
because
how long you been practicing?
I've been a practicing lawyer since 2021.
Wow.
This is what people don't know about Mitri. He's operating probably the biggest law firm. Another previous episode we had with Alex, and Mitri is pretty much the operator for the whole firm.
Yep.
But before that, Mitri, tell everybody what you did before that.
I've done a little bit of everything at the firm. I've done everything from, I started actually when I was 16 years old. I asked Alex for a 100-day internship. Alex is family to me, and him and my father were real close, and he was like, yeah, you can come on for 100 days. And 100 days turned into 15 years, and I've done everything from taking the trash out to fixing door handles. I put together more IKEA furniture than anybody.
Oh God,
And-
that's hard on your fingers.
And you
like
couldn't
little-
pay me to put together furniture
I always have like 4 extra pieces. Is
every time, and it's a disaster.
that wrong?
Do you keep the little tools? I feel like you keep.
Of course I do.
You may need them. You never know.
I'm a
But you
hoarder.
never do.
I'm a hoarder. Like, I never throw away my old underwear. Do you? Do you keep your old underwear when you get new ones, or do you keep them?
I actually think they have a big longevity, and I think
I'm a 6-month cycle guy.
I keep
Really?
my underwear
Every 6
forever.
months I
I've got
dump
some
it all.
underwear that have been to me like luggage. I've had them forever.
I travel a lot with Morrow, and something you need to know: he abandons his underwear.
I abandon my underwear when I'm in Europe. I abandon it.
He just
because
leaves it on the
It's
fucking
not
floor.
fit for travel after I've worn it through Europe.
Through Europe.
And with that humidity, it's
In the
not
summer.
fit. If I always say, if they got one of those drug sniffing dogs to sniff my luggage on the way home, I'd pass out.
After I did that for a while, I got the opportunity to assist the firm in signing new clients. So I actually drove all over the state of Alabama and met with clients, and in a little bit of Georgia, Tennessee, and Mississippi, and Florida.
So you were the investigator for the firm,
Yep.
and that was doing everything.
Yeah, yep. And I was one of, there were actually 8 of us. I was one of 8. Over time, it grew to 8. And we would do everything from, we'd get the initial intake, we would call the client, talk to them about everything, then we would actually go meet with them, fill out for a while, it was a paper intake before we went digital, before we went to iPads and Adobe Sign and all this stuff. You fill out a paper intake, go through a contract, take photos, medical, if they had any records, any bills already at the house, you get those, take them with you, take them back.
Always tell them, I'll mail them back the originals.
Right.
You know, how many cases did you sign up? I used to sign up
A
hundreds.
ton.
I signed up hundreds of cases back. I've been practicing since the 90s, so I know,
Yeah.
you know.
You got a
long
few
time
years
ago.
on me.
Little few.
No, but there's a special moment because I feel like when we signed up clients in their living room, you feel like you're a better advocate for them as you go. And now, like, it's harder as you scale your firm to have that moment. But what a lot of people don't realize is you, Alec, you guys do a lot of the intake and sign up the clients to this day.
Yeah. When, there are times when even now, I will talk to an incoming client. Or if you refer a client to me, I will always talk to them before they actually go through the intake process. I always take the time, even if it's a 5-minute phone call, to introduce myself and introduce the firm, even if I'm not going to be the one working the case. Because someone took the time to refer the case over to me. Even if it's a friend, doesn't have to be another lawyer or anything. A friend sends a case over, I'm going to talk to them. I want to walk them through what's coming next.
How many, right now, 2024, how many intakes does your firm do? Day, week, month? What's that look like?
We sign anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 cases a month, and we're
What?
intaking nationwide.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just fucking say?
Yeah, we sign. So not just intake, we sign anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 cases a month, nationwide.
I've signed 3,000 or 4,000 cases in my career.
Yeah,
In 27
we're
years.
intaking
In 27 years.
10,000 cases. Intakes,
That's like 400 or 500 cases a day.
No, it's about 100 and 120 cases a day.
Wow.
It's signed, yes. Intakes, yeah, we're intaking. I mean, some mornings by 10 a.m. we'll do 200, 300, 400, 500 calls just into intake with new potential leads that then maybe become an intake and then maybe get signed.
What systems do you have in place?
So currently, we are actively using Lead Docket for all intake
As
work.
a file bind
We
product?
use-
And it's file bind
Lead
product.
Docket.
And then we
Yeah,
use
not anymore.
and we use file bind for our case management. So there's the integration between Lead Docket and file bind. And then we've actually gone and originally before we were on Lead Docket, we actually had a custom CRM system we built starting in 2017 and we worked on for a few years, and then it was time to make the switch to something more attached to file bind. But we even started customizing Lead Docket to meet our needs where we needed to.
And what do you do with those cases because you guys are in most every state? How many
Yeah.
states? Like
We're-
40?
We will. We will handle cases in pretty much every state in the country. Continental and not. I mean, we have an Alaska office in Anchorage. I have a lawyer of counsel in Anchorage.
Wow. So what do you do with the cases out of those 1,000 that you may not sign that month? What happens?
It depends. I mean, if it's a case type that we don't handle and we can refer it out, we send it out. We try to steer clients in the right direction. So we actually, let's say we run through the criteria and it's not a case that we would take. We'll even give them their state bar association number to maybe try to find them help. We want to, even in situations where we do not retain the client, we still want the experience to be a good one. We don't want it to be a bad experience for them because they've gone through sometimes something tragic. Even if it's maybe not to, I always have to remind myself, it may not be tragic to you, Bob, but because it may be really small to you, but it may be really big to them.
Yeah.
And I try to remind myself of that when I talk with clients and we try to figure out how to better our intake process.
Wow. So, I mean, with those leads that are outside of your practice area or small geographic, because you take things everywhere, I mean, are you still able to monetize those leads that come in? I mean, I just want to understand your background, because all lawyers watch this and they get a lot of calls. They're like, well, shit, what do I do with the stuff that I don't keep, that I can still monetize?
That's hard. It's hard to keep up with that infrastructure too. Mm-hmm. So over the last few years, we've gotten into more outbound referrals as well as inbound. And we've had to manage that internally for the longest time. But here recently, I would like to give a little shout out to Attorney Share.
Oh.
And the reason why is because at the end of the day, it's the first, I've seen multiple tools that have the ability to help with inbound and outbound referrals and tracking them and everything. And in my opinion, I think Attorney Share has the best opportunity to be the best one.
Yeah, and I've actually said a lot to Mitri and Omaro. We use a lot of that too. Look, man, we all have a license and you've earned it. You're a young lawyer, but you're a long professional right now.
Yeah.
You understand this game more than most anybody that's probably watching or listening to this, and you know who the best lawyer and fit is for that case.
Right.
A lot of the times it's you, your firm.
Right.
Sometimes
we try to be.
It's weird, and it's not.
And sometimes it's not, and we try to be. And we want to be the best fit. Or if I'm not the best fit, I want to find the best fit.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And like, we met, you were there when we met. We were in Utah. We met him in Utah.
We were at the Filevine
At
conference?
Lex, yeah.
Yeah, Law X or Legal X.
Lex,
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember meeting you for sure. I know this is not when I came in last night. I know I met you before.
You met Mitri was at.
Well, we were in LA. I was with y'all twice in LA.
And he was in. But you didn't meet Morrow at that trip.
No, I met Mara on my first trip out.
Oh yeah.
When did he come down?
We went to dinner, and the stories you
Oh no,
tell
we
are
drank. He was there the
story.
night we drank a whole bottle of Pappy 23.
Oh,
Yes.
I was talking absolute nonsense. Which is rare for me. Normally I talk nonsense, but that night it was even further.
It's the first time I met Ray too from Even Up.
Oh my God, I forgot.
First time.
about
That's where me and Ray first met, and like we connected.
As my buddy Dornick always says, don't pay attention to Morrow. He's got mental problems. That's what he tells me.
He's not talking about Metallica,
what he
right? Just
tells
his mental problems. No, but I met Mitri at a legal conference. That's why I encourage everybody that's watching or listening to get yourself out there, put yourself out, and be vulnerable, be in different blue oceans. But we met. We're like, people kept saying, "You got to meet this guy. You guys both like bourbon. You speak the same language."
Yep.
Like, we both got beards. So
Both got beards, and
yours is better than mine.
And
man.
it was the same thing though.
You know, I've been growing this one for 2 weeks.
This is trimmed.
What do you think of this? 2 weeks.
You know, look, it's coming in.
It just I've got a problem growing hair on my body. This is as good as it gets right now.
Is that like a paint by numbers on your chin?
Yeah. Yeah. This is like what do you call it?
So the second pour we're gonna do. I actually want to do a taste test.
Okay.
Mitri, because I knew he brought his favorite bottle because I was gonna bring it, but I knew what you'd bring.
Right.
And I want to hear the story behind it.
Yeah.
But there's another bottle that has a very similar. We got this at Linnell's here in Birmingham. But if you're
Which one did Mitri bring?
I don't. Maybe you should do the taste test too. So he brought the Orphan Barrel, which is like one of the most unique. I call it artwork in a bottle. And this one is that cane one. What's it called?
Virgil Cane.
But they try the labels look very similar. So it almost looks like Virgil Cane mimicked a little bit of Orphan Barrel. I thought of you when I bought it. I want you to do a taste test.
All right.
We did this once, and somebody poured like Jim Beam in my cup, and I got real fucking pissed.
It's like Firewater, man.
Firewater is better than Jim Beam. Although they sold a lot of Jim Beam bottles.
I'll shoot chilled Jim Beam. I'll shoot it all day. Chilled.
You can shoot squirrels too, Mitri. That doesn't mean it's
Man,
good.
we were at that Italian restaurant last night, Bodega, and I don't know if it was Mitri's friend or somebody's friend. There was some girl came to our table. I think she sold real estate or whatever.
Yeah, I think she was a real estate.
That was random.
This chick shotgunned
she
2
did.
martinis
Before
back
she was
to
walking
back.
out the door.
I was like,
And it was two
whoa.
different ones. One was like it was dark. It had to be.
And this was
espresso
like a
martini.
skinny girl or whatever. She shotgunned 2 big giant martinis in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then was walking out and knocking over tables. And I was like, hey, take it easy. It's just knocking over tables on the way out. I mean,
You
she's
two close your eyes. I'm going to pour one of
party
these 2
animal.
bottles.
Okay.
Don't cheat.
I'm not
Marl's looking.
I didn't know I didn't
I'm not
actually
cheating.
watch.
Don't be an
I
asshole.
always say just ahead, I promise.
Don't look through your eyelids. Don't breathe
Just
through
a
your
tip,
eyelids.
I promise.
Don't breathe through, what was that show from Bull Durham? Don't breathe through your eyelids. Relax.
Like Fernando Valenzuela.
That's right. That's where it came from. Okay. So first taste this one, both of you.
All right.
And remember it. Mark and remember.
You know, Bull Durham is one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is.
I like.
Not
I
bad.
like.
Don't say anything
It's
more.
like, you know, Seve Ballesteros was as a professional golfer.
Yeah.
One time he
You know that's
was,
where Seve Fisher's
he was
name
playing in the Masters and he had a 4-putt on a green. So after the round, they asked him, Seve, tell us about the 4-putt on the 17th green. And he's Spanish. He says, I miss, I make.
That's not true. That's not true.
Tell us what happened on that 4-putt. No, I swear to God, I miss, I make.
I'm
What
gonna
the
look-
fuck else you want to know?
I feel like there's no way that that's true. Okay, finish that, and then close your eyes.
Holy, you driving me to Atlanta, right?
I think
This is the fourth show of the day, and I'm just going to tell our listeners, I'm at the point where I'm fucked up.
I'll give you guys light pours. I'll do a double pour. Don't worry. Oh my God. Okay. So. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I mean,
Oh God, they're so different. No, they're completely different.
yep. I knew off the smell immediately.
This one is so much more, this is so much lighter and smoother, which I'm not saying it's
Oh, yeah.
better. The other one was a little bit more spicy, a little hotter. I think the other one would get me more fucked up. This I could drink more of.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know Mitri, this is his favorite bottle.
Was
And this
that
is,
the first or the second one?
I'll tell you in a second because it's different for both of you. So this is Orphan Barrel, and every year they do a different one. They literally do different artwork, and they take a barrel, right? That's
Yep.
like
They found, so with Rhetoric, they actually found a collection of orphan barrels, and they actually did-
orphans are the barrels they threw away.
right, and they actually did a 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So they released it a batch every year, year over year for I guess 6 batches.
I don't know if they threw the barrels away.
No, but it was the barrels they were forgotten
They
about.
were forgotten about. They
Yeah.
were, and the funny story is I couldn't have been. I was 20. I think I was 22 years
I'll
old.
look up this statistic.
I was in.
No, look, so this is a good story.
I was in New York. I was with my now wife, Ivana, her mother. I have one of the best mother-in-laws out there. She's
Wow.
a hoot. And she wanted to take us to the Polo Club. And if you've never been to the Polo Club in New York, it's a really great restaurant. It's Ralph Lauren's restaurant in New York. There's like, I guess, 3 or 4 in the
Is it
world.
like that scene from Pretty Woman where
Or
they're
the
playing
Polo bar.
Not Colo. Maro, not Colo.
Polo, not Kulo.
Yeah,
Not
Stop
Coolo,
it.
yeah, Polo, not Coolo. Yeah. And I like bourbon. I was 20-something years old. I was in college. I was bourbon, whiskey, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'll have a Jefferson's Ocean because I know what that is.
Yeah,
And it's good.
fine.
Like,
Me and Bob have both been to Jefferson's Ocean Distillery.
Yeah,
that's
It's
fine.
interesting.
and
It's good.
yeah, and it's good. Right. And so I'm like, cool, I'll have that because I know what it is. Like, hey, sir, we're so sorry. And this is like, they got a person.
1792 is the Jefferson's, a good one.
Yeah, that is a good
Oh,
one.
that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got they have a butter person. It's like this whole thing down there. Like, the person does the butter, the person does this. So like, sir, we're so sorry. We're out of the Jefferson's Ocean. Our bartender says this is comparable. It's a Rhetoric 22. Well, this is the 23. This is a Rhetoric 22. Compliments. We're so sorry. I drink it and I am blown away. I'm like, what is this? Like, I've just been drinking like Jack Daniels and been shooting Jim Beam. And like, I've never
It says
really.
bottled in Tula. Where's Tula? The hell is that?
What?
It says bottled. This is Rhetoric 23 bottled in Tula. Tulla. Wherever Tula is.
Are you seeing like a white rabbit
Oh,
right now?
Tullahoma. Where's Tullahoma at?
Tell us.
Fuck, I don't know.
I couldn't find the 22 because they come out in small batch. So I'm in Florida. I'm on a beach with my wife like a year later. I've been trying to find 22s forever. Can't find them. On the aftermarket, they're like, I'm a 22-year-old college student. They're like $500 a bottle. Like, I can't find. Like, I can't afford that. I don't want to pay that now.
When I was in college, we used to drink Mad Dog.
Yeah,
2020.
I've
Great.
been there.
Grape.
The grape. I like the apple.
If you get
I'm an apple
the
guy.
grape Mad Dog, put it over ice in a blender, you make margaritas. That's the best.
Ooh.
Mad Dog margarita.
Mad Dog margarita. Mad Dog margarita. That's good. I'm there wearing like a Total Wine. And I'm like, you have any rhetoric? Just ask them. I've been trying to find it. They're like, we just got a whole shipment in. The 23s just came out. Had like 8 cases of it. I bought 2 cases. I spent so much money. I was 23 years old, and at that point, a year later, my Ivana was like, "You're crazy!" Like I almost blacked out. I was so excited because I've been trying to find it.
Wow.
Because it was allocated here in Alabama. I was trying to. You couldn't get it here. It's out on allocation here. If it even gets here at all. I was so excited. I actually bought 2 cases of it, and then have since been very fortunate. I've built the collection. I've got a few sets of the 23, 25 now because it's now all come out. And it's what opened my world up to just this whole other side of bourbon and whiskey as a whole.
I want to go to your house.
Oh, they got some. So now with the taste test, I want to know which was your favorite pour. Morrow, your first or second?
I liked the first one because it was a little bit hotter, spicier, more. I felt like it was more of a like had more character. The second one was very smooth, very mellow, but it didn't have as much character as the first one.
Mitri, how about you?
The first one has more kick, which I like a little bit more. I'm similar to Mario here. I like a little bit more oomph on the back end of it. So I like the first one more than the second one. The second one was smooth.
The second one very smooth.
So your first one was Orphan Barrel. Your second one was not.
Ah, there you go. See, I knew it.
Yeah. But I mean, I didn't taste the first one, but you can taste a little bit of the difference, but.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a difference. The smell is different.
Yeah.
The Orphan Barrel.
When you smell it, you're like, oh, this is completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, bourbons have so many layers to them. You know, depending on
Like
how.
an onion.
Like having spent a lot of time. Luckily for me, I mean, I'm from Hollywood, California, but man, I spent lots of time in Kentucky researching for the show. And
We
getting-
did that.
Research.
and getting tax-
Research.
Uncle
and
Sam,
getting-
it was
and getting
research.
tax write-offs for the trips. I was
Remember we had to put bats in the wings of the plane to level it out?
Yeah, we took a private jet to Kentucky one time, and we brought all this bourbon
This is
back.
actually
We were flying back to L.A., and the pilot of our private jet was like, "You can't put no fucking bourbon in the wings, because the wings are like storage, you know?
Right.
Oh.
So you can't put bourbon in the wings." I said, "Well, put the bourbon wherever the fuck you can put it.
Right.
But we ain't leaving it. We're not leaving it
We
here."
brought a bunch
Right.
of Louisville bats and we
Yeah.
put them in the
Slid-
wings
slid
of
them
the
in there.
planes.
But in my research in Kentucky,
We're lucky we
I've
got home.
gone to the distilleries and I've seen how they make the mash. It looks like fucking oatmeal.
Yeah.
It smells weird, you know. So they put all the mash together and how it ferments, and then it turns into like white lightning. At
Right.
first, bourbon is like, people don't know. At first, bourbon is just white.
Yeah.
It's like white lightning, man. It's like fucking thunder. It's what do you call it? Moonshine.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's like moonshine at first until it gets this aged in the barrels and it takes on the color of the barrel. But it's like moonshine.
So Mitri, when you were you started working at 16.
16.
The Alex's office. Like, did you ever think you were going to be, like, what was your goal at that point?
So I always wanted to be a lawyer.
Why?
Just growing up, I don't know, there was something that attracted me to it. I actually, it's kind of a funny story. I want to help people, and I think you can help people in all ways of the law. If you do B2B, it's a little different, right? If you're doing contracts and stuff, you can still help people with contracts, but it's a little different. But I always I want to be a criminal lawyer. And I looked at it in 2 ways. I said, I want to make a good living because I want to have a legacy and provide for my family. But also, if I can help people, I'd be a criminal lawyer. I can help people, I can help people get off and not get in trouble with the law, and I can make money doing it. And I also kind of scared of blood. So
but it's funny how you said you wanted to help people and want to help them if they get in trouble, as opposed to you want to help put them in jail.
Right. Yeah. I want. Right.
Because I feel like in the criminal side, our kindred spirits are like the public defenders.
Yeah.
Right. Same mentality.
But it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand these people. I guess it's a mentality, but you go to law school and you come out and you say, I want to go work at the district attorney's office to put motherfuckers in jail because they got a DUI or they had a bag.
Right. Like, I think law and
or they
order
had a
is
bag of
necessary,
smoke
but it needs
on
to be
them or
done
something.
right.
It's like,
Yeah, it needs to be
what the fuck
done.
do I put them in
Yeah.
jail for?
Yeah, I think law and order is necessary, but it needs to be done right. And I think and not just here in Alabama or in this country, I think everywhere, it's pretty much done wrong.
It is, I agree.
But I think that's just the way
But if
people
you treat everybody like a human being, you get to their core, you could probably do a lot more.
I think so.
That right?
Yeah, it's cops in the United States are so different. I'm lucky, knock on wood, that I've had the means and, to be able to spend a lot of time in Europe. I'm an Italian citizen. I'm very proud. I got an Italian passport.
I know that.
And my kids have Italian passports. My father was born and raised in Italy. My father was in the Italian fucking army. He's really, like people say they're Italian, my dad was Italian.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. So I've spent a lot of time in Europe with Bob, months in Europe with Bob. We go 5-6 weeks. This year we're going 6 weeks we're going to spend in Spain. So we spend a lot of time in Europe. And the cops are so different in France and in Spain and Italy. They're totally different.
Right.
They are, like in LA, it makes me laugh. LAPD, which will shoot a motherfucker if you look at him, they'll shoot you in LAPD. On their fucking cars, it says, protect and serve. Protect and serve my fucking ass. LAPD will fucking shoot you if you look at the direction. But if you go to Italy, you go to Spain, you go to France, fucking cops,
They have Uzis. They have
they're-
Uzis.
But the cops
Yeah,
are truly
they have Uzis.
to protect and serve the people.
Yeah.
I've talked to cops, in Spain and France. They're not looking to shoot anybody. In LA, it's like target practice. Listen, that motherfucker Ben Crump, he might as well buy a house in Malibu. He's fucking there every weekend. Every weekend. Ben Crump is on TV in LA more than anybody I know. It's like, oh, we got the video. It's like, hey, you got the video. They just shot 2 motherfuckers that were standing on the sidewalk.
Other people recorded it.
Ben Crump is the best. My buddy went to law school with Ben Crump, and he says, hey, man, he's fucking charismatic. Hey, Ben Crump can sell snow to a fucking Eskimo.
Yeah.
He's a charismatic fucking guy.
Well, what we do,
And,
that's part of
he
it.
fucking is the best.
Being charismatic and being a people person is part of what we do. If you're a defense lawyer or in this situation, a plaintiff lawyer doing civil rights, people have to like you.
Yeah.
But how do you do like Mitri? Because we've been around like a lot of times we're together like this,
Yeah.
and this is the first time we're together and talking where we're all not on our cell phones, operating, managing, dealing with client calls.
I remember Mitri at Mardi Gras last year.
Yep.
No, but you got to get out of your fucking comfort zone, man. You got to get out there.
Yeah,
and meet
yes,
people.
yeah. And so talking about conferences, so you have Mardi Gras and you have Natural Travelers. There's so many now. Masters Made Perfect. You have the business. You have all these things, and you have to get yourself out there. You've got to talk to people. You have to meet people. That's how we met. Someone was like, "You need to meet Bob, and you need to meet Mitri," and then I was like, "Are you Bob Simon? I hear you like bourbon." And then we just started talking, and then ironically, a month later, I was in LA, and we spent a day together. We had a great time, and I got to know more people from that. It's all about exposure and talking.
And here's like when I picked up Mitri, I remember in Manhattan Beach. I picked up at a hotel. He was literally signing a client at the time, and it's second nature to us. He gets in the car on his phone.
Right.
He's signing the client. I'm doing my thing because we get it, man. Like,
Yeah.
You're in that moment.
We're like-minded.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand. We're a service industry, right?
Right.
You're a service industry first, and you guys do it better than anybody.
Try to.
And to scale
We
it
try
to
to
the level you scaled it is what's amazing.
But it is a new. But every day, we're not there yet. I will always say that.
Do better, yeah.
We're not there yet. And I'm not just saying that because we're sitting here talking. I mean it. And I have to give credit to Alex for this. Alex talks about it's like a football field because we like sports. I think you're a Steelers fan. I'm so sorry. I'm a Niners fan. I'm really sorry for myself.
Who has more Super Bowls, the Steelers or Niners?
Are we tied?
Steelers have
Steelers
6.
have more.
And Steelers have 6 and Niners have 5, right?
If you guys had won the last Super Bowl, you'd be tied. Steelers have 6.
Look, yeah, we have
Patriots
5.
have 6.
Actually, it was funny. My wife was like, "Don't talk about your dad today while you drink bourbon and cry." And I was like, "I think the only thing that can make me cry is if the Niners won the Super Bowl again."
You guys are close.
We were close, and I think this is our last chance this year, but we don't have to go down that path because I might cry about the loss. But, it's just Alex, and I got to give credit to Alex on this. He talks about it's a football field, and you start on what do we start on now? They've changed the rules again, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, the kickoff rules. I don't even want to get into that. But, you start on, let's say you start on the 20. Well, it's yard by yard, right? Yep. You get to the 21, you get to the 22. You never make it all the way to the end zone. And again, I'm taking his words. You never make it all the way to the end zone. And I think that's with everything we do. Our intake, our technology, we always have to be striving to get the extra couple yards,
Inches actually matter in our industry. Increment of inches matter.
It matters.
I always, and like I'm a golfer, I analogize it. Ben Hogan was like the greatest golfer from the 50s and 60s. And Ben Hogan always said, perfection is unattainable. You know?
Yeah.
Every day I go to the golf course and I work on getting better.
Right.
When you stop trying to get better,
You lose.
is when you're fucking.
Right. The more
fucked.
swings you take, the better you're going
Yeah,
to be at
you
golf.
have
That's
to
the
always
game.
try to get better.
Right.
Doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter how many clients you sign, doesn't matter how well you do.
Right.
You can always get better. When you stop trying to get better, you're fucked.
Yeah, we know exactly. The minute you stop trying to push forward, you're fucked. You're done. You become stagnant. I don't ever want to be stagnant. That's something like
good.
I want to be always moving in some
So
direction.
Mitri, now I
unattainable.
mean,
Even if it's backwards, sometimes you go
we
backwards.
met you and your beautiful wife for the first time last night.
Yeah,
and
we
you guys
met
have a
her.
9-month-old.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was doubting he was married. You know, he was
His
talking.
wife-
I've heard about
his
his wife.
wife is
I've
like-
heard about his wife 3-4 times. It's like I don't know.
My
about
wife
this
is way
guy.
better than me.
Maybe this guy.
Let me be very clear.
Maybe this guy has
The
like
whole
an
world will see
imaginary
this.
friend. You know.
My wife.
But then I
is
met
way
her.
better than
I
me.
was like, I met her, and you could tell she's crazy about the guy.
I got to steal a little
So
bit.
I don't know what.
My
what
favorite
I don't know
is
what.
so good.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
he
gotta steal it.
hypnotized her, but she's crazy about him. She loves her husband. Great, beautiful, smart.
and his,
you know,
his baby
amazing.
boy,
Oh, Sal.
beautiful big blue. I mean,
My son Sal is he is a. I'm 100% Palestinian, and that is a white baby.
he looks like a white baby.
Yeah, it
He's
looks like a white kid.
child. My wife is half Ukrainian and just half American, like, white and white baby. But he has all I tell people is he has. My
He's
eyelashes.
like Nick Dagger. Nick Dagger's
yeah.
Palestinian
He is.
and his wife's Ukrainian.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Same
I met them. Right,
A
we,
lot
had,
of
we
Robert's
actually
stories.
hit it off on
Nick
that.
Dagger's the best,
We had
yeah.
a great time at Mardi Gras, and he have a beautiful daughter.
Oh, he's got
Yeah, they
got
have
two
two
daughters.
beautiful daughters,
Two
yeah.
Hey, whichever daughter was bad, and I was like, and it was so fun. You know what? She has blue eyes too. I
Yeah.
think because we
Yeah.
were talking about it. Because
Lana and Ella
I
are
had
the
the
fifth
baby,
daughter.
and Ivana had, he was 4 or 5 months old at Mardi Gras, so she didn't come. And that's what. But she had blue eyes too, and it was kind of funny because I was Palestinian and she was Ukrainian. We kind of like connected on that.
That's awesome.
But he's fun at 9 months. I'm having a blast.
But how do you? I mean, because all of us work so hard, and with you, we want to be kind of perfect. You're doing a lot of intake and be able to, make sure these cases are good, investigating them, making sure they get the best representation within your firm.
Right.
How do you balance that shit, man?
You don't.
You never do.
You don't, and I'll never be the one to sit here and tells you that there's a life balance to this and that. There's not. It's trying to find little nooks and crannies in everything to make it all work. And sometimes, look, you hit roadblocks. I mean, we all hit roadblocks and things, and you have to adjust. Like I decided that I want to make sure that if it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes, I want to be involved in bedtime.
Yes.
If I'm not there or not.
We had the
So-
same discussion, Mara. We
So
both
I just
bedtimes
picked it.
going
That's
through.
what it's going to be. So if Nirvana has FaceTimed him when I'm out of town, tell him good night while they're reading their book. Because she's reading to him, but he's 9 months old. But as they get older, I'll carry a book with me and I'll read it on FaceTime.
Wait till they're 4 or 5, and like my son,
Right.
when I read a book to him, he says, "You skipped a page." It's like, I didn't skip a page. Yeah, you did. I know for sure you skipped a page. Like sometimes I'm tired,
Right.
and like he wants me to. I read the thing is they're like creatures of habits, kids. I
Yeah,
read
they're
the
the
same
same
books,
book.
so like I'll skip a page. I fucking want to go to
I
bed.
started to have my AI bot read them stories. It's true.
But
They
yeah,
actually prefer the
it-
AI.
Probably
It's
did
different,
know
but-
to mess with you.
They want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they don't
know,
want that
The
anymore.
thing
It's
is,
awesome, man.
you know,
You pick
Bob.
something
Bob,
that-
how old are you now, Bob?
I'm 44.
44. So Bob's older. I'm gonna be 50 in a month.
I'm
So I'm a little
31.
older.
Yeah, you're
I didn't get married till I was in my 40s. I had my kids when I was 44 and 46. So I'm a little older. So as far as my practice is, it is what it is.
Right.
It ain't changing. This
No.
is it. And it's pretty good. Knock on wood, it's good.
Yeah.
I've done great beyond my wildest dreams, right? So I have a lot of free time that I can spend with my kids, and I spend lots of time with them. And to me, that's the most important thing for me, is spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
If I was 29 instead of 49, it'd be different.
Right.
But I didn't have kids when I was 29.
Yeah. You were able to focus on what you're
I was
focused
able to
on.
focus on what I was doing.
Yeah, there's an advantage to that, though.
Yeah, I'm
I
happy.
agree. Because it's
Now
hard.
that I'm older, I spend time with my family.
Because you still have to travel a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you're away from your family a lot. But how do you still stay present?
In those, and in technology, so I was about to say, the fact that I can be in the same room on camera, even though it's not physical presence, changes it completely. Because I can still, he knows it's me on camera.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
they know.
see it. I see it with him. He knows it's me, even through Cameron today. And so that is one way to stay present. Another thing is and I struggle with it. Because of technology, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. That's technology. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because I can do everything with the firm, just like I know you both can. I know you can. I can do my whole practice off my phone and laptop.
Yep.
I can do anything I need off a phone, laptop.
I can run my whole life off the phone.
I can. So that means it's never detached from me. So the hardest thing is, like,
It's
sometimes
hard.
I just throw it on the couch, like in my office.
But it's hard.
And I go downstairs.
But it's 2 minutes later. It's like, shit.
Yep.
I got it.
Oh,
I feel like it's a missed opportunity.
And I know your wife knows it because Ivana sees me do it. I walk in the door, whatever time I do it, I'm like, I have a call in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like, because I try to push it out. Or like this morning, I worked from the house before I came here, and I was like, hey, she was like, hey, can you watch me for a second? I need to get ready real fast because I was at the house. I was like, sure, but I've got a call in 10 minutes. I can push it 15 minutes. So I can spend, I'm like, free opportunity
increments.
to
You gotta
spend some time. So you just have to do it where you can.
Yeah, it's so funny. You know how they talk about now about AI. 5-10 years ago, people say AI is going to do this, do that, but it's been a little slower, I think, to roll out.
Yeah.
And then maybe AI isn't there yet, but in a few years, it's going to be there, right? Where it's going to.
AI can father your children.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, it's going to be there. I remember, as I'm sitting here today, I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 in a month. When I was like 7 or 8 years old, because I grew up 15 minutes from Disneyland, right? So we used to go to Disneyland with my mom and dad in Anaheim, California. My mom would take me to Disneyland. We'd go to Tomorrowland, which was the future, always the future stuff. When I was 8 years old, we'd go to Tomorrowland and we would check out stuff, and they had this thing where, in the future, people are going to be able to make video phone calls. and I remember 8 years old, 9 years old, with my mom, sitting in like this booth in Tomorrowland where they had like a FaceTime thing.
Right.
Where my other brother could be in the other room next door and he'd be on the video. And me and my mom would be in the other room and we'd be talking to him.
That's awesome.
And like my brother and my dad would be in the other room. This is 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like, one day that's going to be, you're going to have a phone in your pocket and you're going to be able to talk to someone on the video. I was like, Mom, you're crazy. This is Disneyland. This is bullshit. Exactly what, it's weird because I'm old enough to remember that shit.
Right.
So that was a big deal.
I'm excited for Disney on X-Men 97 or 87 or 97. The new show they have, whatever.
Oh.
It's going to be good. But Mitri, we're ending the end of the episode here, my friend, and
Well, we didn't have this last one.
yeah, that was the first one we had.
Oh, it is? We had 3 already?
Yeah.
I must be fucked up, man.
Yeah,
Are you sure
did
we had
announce
3?
it like
You
5
actually,
minutes in.
you announced it as you took that pour. You told
Are you
everybody
sure we
did
had 3 already?
I am 100% sure. In fact, we have video evidence that you took that pour.
Yeah. You went on a whole police rant too. It's all
You
in
did.
there.
You went into an NWA rant.
I need
Yeah.
to stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You now have a target on your back.
Yeah.
Mario's the only
LA police is going to be looking for you.
Mitri,
Fuck the LAPD.
He's
I'll
the
tell
only
you right now.
he's the only friend of mine that got raided by the cops and shot one of his friends in his house. He's the only one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a
true
long
story.
story, but I have had a shooting at my house in Hollywood. But, I mean, who hasn't had a shooting at their house in Hollywood?
I mean,
Fair.
a lot of people.
Fair.
A lot of people.
In Hollywood, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Mitri, at the end of the episode here, we always ask you to pick your bourbon to proof. And, I mean, we probably know where it's fucking headed.
Huh.
But we want to know why you picked this one, and tell us about it, my friend.
Yeah, it is a Orphan Barrel Rhetoric. It has stuck with me
Okay.
it actually. So this is even to take it deeper. So I'll take it a little deep for a second because it's been a very fun, casual time here. Lots of fun stuff from across the group here, and
I'm surprised Bob still keeps me as a soloist. I can't believe he hasn't fired me.
If I ever ran for president, I could not have you as my vice president.
no, that's who you have to have as your vice president.
Oh my
I disagree.
Lord.
That would have to be your vice president. You could run for like mayor, like L.A. or something.
I'd be the deputy mayor.
Deputy mayor, boom.
Yeah.
You'd be good. You'd be golden.
Oh,
LAPD would be defunded, but you'd be fine. Be fine.
Man.
No, so what's funny about Orphan Barrel is because it came out over the course of six to 7 years, because it wasn't like exactly a year. It's kind of like been with me through this progression. So like every time I could find another bottle, I'd get excited, and I would always buy two because one I didn't want to open at the time,
one you wanted to drink.
and one I wanted to drink, and then I would save it for different events. So I would like save it for different milestones. So like when I graduated college, I think I went to law school, finished that, got married. I just like it's been with me this whole time. Rhetoric has, and so I think it's one of the damn best tasting bourbons out there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the 23, but across them, and they all are different, just slightly.
So, Mitri, thank you for coming.
So
on.
you always buy two.
Always at least buy two.
Like I have a friend of mine, Gene. He always orders 2 entrees when we go to dinner. In case he doesn't like one, he'll eat the other one.
Ah.
You know, I get it. Sometimes he likes both. He eats both of them.
And he won't pay for either.
And this motherfucker. One thing you know about Gene is that this guy. I've never seen his wallet. I don't think he owns one. No, he doesn't own one.
We all know a couple of those people.
So, Mitri,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on this episode.
No,
of Bourbon
thank
of
y'all.
Proof.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you for
me.
inviting us into your home in Birmingham, Alabama. We talked
And
about this
hold
year
on a
ago, and I'm thankful to
second,
be here.
Alex. I'm gonna have to double down on this. Alex said I was invited to the Alabama-Auburn game.
Okay.
He did
So-
say this.
Double
Me and
down.
Bob are gonna come.
Please.
So I hope I'm not out in the
called
fucking
the
parking
Iron
lot.
Bowl.
Hope I'm not
Iron
out in
Bowl.
the fucking
The Iron
parking
Bowl.
lot and I'm in the fucking box.
So in Monopoly, as my family, I was always the iron.
Yeah. I don't want to be out in the parking lot, Mitri. Don't fuck with me.
I won't stick you out in the
I'm
parking
gonna
lot.
come here. I'm
I'll
flying
give
in.
you. Look, I'll give up my ticket for you.
I'm gonna come.
No, you gotta
I'm
be
gonna come
there
watch
with
the
this
game
guy.
with you,
I
you
do.
and
I
Alex.
have to carry him out.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Will he fall asleep?
Well,
on
now you know
sports
why you have
events?
that forklift when you.
I did. We
Yeah, we have
did.
the
I
forklift
would
on
not
the
let them
property.
take the forklift from the new property. I was
I
adamant
might
about
sleep
that.
at halftime, but just for
Just a little 15-minute
just
nap.
cat nap.
Just 20 wings.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all so much. This has been great.